the two people that I go to for help the most are my parents. So my dad, well, he never was in the field. He was really interested in architecture, and
Okay.
he did some preliminary architecture classes when he was in college. And pretty much their hobbies, all throughout their life and their married life together, is going through modeled homes, going through construction sites, going through different design centers. And so they've been really, really immeasurably helpful to me.
A lot of the previous experts we've had on the show talk about mentorship and having someone like guide them through the process. Do you have any mentors or that have taken a similar role to you like that?
When I was in design school, I had a couple of professors who were really wonderful and helped me navigate, my different projects and work. My thesis project was a 100,000 square foot cancer treatment center hospital.
Wow.
And I loved it. It was probably to date still my favorite project. And I actually got my first client out of it, so that was pretty exciting. But our thesis instructor, she really kind of worked with me and mentored me throughout all of that. And then when I graduated, ironically, the two people that I go to for help the most are my parents. So my dad, well, he never was in the field. He was really interested in architecture,
Okay.
and he did some preliminary architecture classes when he was in college. And pretty much their hobbies, all throughout their life and their married life together, is going through modeled homes, going through construction sites, going through different design centers. And so they've been really, really immeasurably helpful to me when I didn't necessarily know what to do. And I'd be like, okay, what do you think? What should I do? And I would call them sometimes multiple times a day and be like, okay, I have this problem. What do you think? And they may not always know the right answer or like what I could do, but it was really helpful to be able to bounce ideas off of them and know that, they weren't going to, it was safe, right? They weren't going to think that I didn't know what I was doing. They weren't going to think that I was stupid. They were just kind of there to be a support system to help me figure it out.
It's interesting that you say that like your parents help you along with all these things and their hobbies were so similar to what you do as a career now. Would you say that you grew up in like a creative household then, like nurtured that?
It was challenging when I was growing up because my parents were workaholics.
Okay.
And so, but yeah, like on our downtime, whatever little downtime they had, that's what we did. We would go through model homes. Even, if my dad was out of town for something, we would go through model homes with my grandma and my aunts. So we were constantly going through them and looking at construction. And obviously we would go for we would go through communities that were just being built and, see the framing and try and kind of figure out like what this room was going to be and what this room was going to be. And it was really, really interesting. Even now we still do that. Just at Thanksgiving when they were over at my place, we went through a bunch of models, and each of us goes, I think, for different reasons. Like I go to look at the space planning of how the architect or the contractor put these models together. My mom goes because she likes to look at the decor, and then my dad's really going for the architecture. So we all kind of have like different reasons for going, but it all kind of works together, and it's fun to talk about them. And sometimes you're like, who thought of this? This was not a great idea. And it's kind of fun to like critique them. And other times it's like, oh my gosh, this is a really great property. Like I would love to live here. So yeah, it's our thing. It's kind of fun.
Kind of fun. It sounds like a lot of fun.
And I'm really fortunate that I get to spend time with them. I usually will take them to Las Vegas Market with me, which is a twice a year show where all the vendors come out and they kind of show you the trends and the new furnishings and the new offerings that they have for the year. So I usually take them with me, and it's just a good experience to kind of have them as part of my team and be able to rely on them. So
that's incredible. It's probably one of the most genuine answers we've gotten to like the mentorship question. That's awesome.